Slava Isusu Christu. Praise Jesus Christ. It's the usual way Ukrainian Catholics greet each other. Well, welcome to the Ukrainian Mountaintop Podcast. I'm Father Ivan Kaszczak, the pastor. Thank you for joining me. I want to take a few minutes to step away from the noise of daily life and reflect on the gospel's common sense. So our podcast is called Gospel Sense, and I hope it makes sense to you. Today I took an unusual step. I want to revisit our very first, number one, life is fair. And so you might call this life is fair an explanation. The price of love is the possibility of its loss. That's an old saying from the 60s, and this applies to God and to us. In other words, God had to give us freedom to love him and to hate him. Therefore, our actions have consequences. It has been the teaching of the church that we have never seen the world God created. And that's an unusual thing to say. We live in a world infected by humanity's poor choices, which we use the archaic word sin, because sin has a real effect in the world. The first two chapters of the Bible give us the world without death and suffering. No cancer wards, no children dying. Then humanity sins, and that freedom of choice has consequences. As God said in Genesis, if you eat of this tree, you will die. He didn't say, I will kill you. He didn't say, I will give you death. But in this world, both in physics and in life, there is a cause and there is an effect. The next time in the scriptures where we have no suffering or death is in the last two chapters at the end of the Bible, called Revelation or Apocalypse. We quote this in our panachida, or prayer for the deceased. We say, we pray for this person who has passed away, that they might be where there is no death, no sighing, but only life without end. I've never lived in a world that had no death. And I've never been in a place where life had no end. So the scriptures teach us God is not the author of death or suffering, but he does allow us to experience the consequences of our actions and the actions of our neighbors. After all, Jesus was without sin, but he suffered from the choices of the people he loved. The principle of cause and effect guides the universe in physics and in relationships. Christians and all people of goodwill have tried to minimize human pain and suffering. As an example, I direct you to a great story about a Catholic nun who founded one of the best hospitals in the United States called the Mayo Clinic. You might want to check out a movie by Ken Burns, The Mayo Clinic, Faith, Hope, and Science. And it's a beautiful effort of humanity to mitigate human pain and suffering. We're not simple observers in life, but we participate and try to make it better. Now, the pain and death that exists in the world, according to the Bible, were not part of the plan God had for us. But like a good parent, he had to adjust to our choices and the innocent lives they would affect. But good religious people have not simply stood by. We have established hospitals and universities, and to help us in this situation. God gets blamed for much of the evil in the world. They say, could he have not created a different type of world? Well, imagine this. There's no death or suffering. None at all. No one could kill you. You can't die. You can't suffer. No more childhood cancer. No animals attacking us. Could we still hate each other forever? Or would God get blamed for that choice also? Would he have to take our free will and humanity away to have a so-called perfect world? I believe that a loving God made us in the world. He works every day to save us and save us from ourselves. But not even God can save those who don't want to be saved. This is the price that everyone has to pay for the opportunity of love. The price of love is the possibility of its loss. In other words, we are given freedom. And in this freedom, We are free to choose everything, but not everything we choose makes us free, or the world free, or our neighbors free. So, we can discuss about human suffering, pain, and death, but the scriptures give a little bit of a hint, and perhaps these thoughts will make gospel sense to you. Thanks for listening. May the Lord bless you and strengthen your faith and fill your heart with peace. This is Father Ivan Kaszczak. Until the next time, Slava Isusu Christu, praised be Jesus Christ. I hope it makes sense.